Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So for today's video, I've got another little Disney video for you, and I'm actually going to do like a collection kind of video today. So I always tend to get one set of ears whenever I go to Disney, and I'll get a few other bits, but that used to be all I really collected until recently. So I never really collected pins before, and I've realised recently that that was something I've always regretted not doing. Partly because I find in a way pins quite practical type thing to collect and have as a souvenir. Like, they're quite small, there's so much selection in Disney for pins as well to kind of fit what kind of moment you want to remember. I'd obviously already been on 3 trips to Disney and didn't collect any pins, so I thought, oh, maybe it was just too late to start collecting, but I realised there's a big pin community out there. I joined a few Facebook groups and stuff, and I found it surprisingly easy to find pins that I wanted to collect. So to begin with, I wanted to collect pins based on the previous trips I've been, so I kind of thought back over my old trips, watched my old vlogs again, which was fun, and basically wrote up a list and started collecting them. I made sure to only get pins that were available when I would have been in the park, if that makes sense. So yeah, I thought for today I'd show you my pin collection. I also thought I would show you my ear collection. It's very small, but I thought because I'm doing my pins, I might as well show you the ears I've got, even though there isn't many of them. So yeah, let's start with ears. So starting with the first pair I've got, obviously it's the classic pair that everybody has, the classic Minnie Mouse ears. So these ears I got in 2015 when I went to Disneyland Paris for the first time. And yeah, I just really like these ones. They're simple but great. So moving on to my second pair, these ones aren't quite as common. They were kind of limited edition ones, I guess. So these are the Disneyland Paris 25th anniversary ears. So I got these when we went to Disneyland Paris in 2017, when obviously Disneyland Paris was celebrating their 25th anniversary, and I think these ones might be my favourite. Like, I absolutely love them. I love the purple. Purple's like my favourite colour, if you can't guess. On the band, it actually says Disneyland Paris 25 as well, which I think is a really nice added detail. And then the last pair of ears I got was in Disney World when I went in 2019. Obviously it was my first trip to Disney World, and obviously I wasn't sure when I was going to go back again. So I am quite surprised I only ended up buying one pair of ears. I think there was a lot I was trying to choose from, but I think these were really like the only ones that I like properly fell in love with. These are the Disney World like Epcot ears, and then obviously the bow in the middle is like the wall in Epcot, and I absolutely love these. I love the colours of them, and Epcot I would say is pretty much like my favourite park just after Magic Kingdom. I don't know when I would wear them when not in Disney World, but I guess I could probably wear them into Paris. They're not too obviously Epcot, but I don't know. That's all I have in terms of ears. Not the most exciting. I've got all the ears out now. I'm filming a Disney video. I might as well wear a pair of ears for the rest of the video. The only thing obviously with the Disney park is that they give you a little bit of a headache after a while. And I'm not gonna lie, I've got quite a fat head. So yeah, moving on to my pin collection. So I've just got like the small Disney pin trading bag. This one is pretty much full now, but I kind of do want to get the big one because I knew that would tempt me to buy more pins. I think whenever I next go to a Disney park, I will probably end up buying a bigger one then, because obviously I'll be going on another trip and probably buying more pins. Kind of on the first page of my pin bag, I've actually got some buttons, which I know aren't pins, but yeah, I thought I'd show them anyway. So I've got this first visit badge from Disney World we went in 2019, and I've also got this happy birthday badge from Disneyland Paris because I actually celebrated my birthday there in 2017. And then moving on to the first actual page, so these are all kind of pins relating to my first trip to Disneyland Paris, which was in 2015. So the first pin I've got, and I think might have actually been one of the very first pins I did get, is this 2015 Mickey pin with the Disneyland Paris castle in the background. I decided I really wanted to get a pin with the year on for every trip I went on, because I just feel like it's a nice way to commemorate the time that you went to Disney. So moving down from that pin, we have this Buzz Lightyear Laserblast pin. If you've watched any of my Disney vlogs, you know I am a little bit of a ride wimp. So the very first time we went to Disneyland Paris, we only went for the day, and we didn't actually on that many rides. I think we kind of more went just to experience Disneyland, and also for me basically just to cry all day about the fact that I was in Disneyland Paris. We did a few rides, but the main one we did that we absolutely fell in love with was the Buzz Lightyear Laserblast. It's not a scary ride, it's not a thrill ride, and it's just a little bit of fun, and me and Josh get very competitive on that sort of thing. So yeah, we really enjoyed it. I think we actually went on it a few times on that day. Moving on from that pin, we've got this Christmas Tinkerbell pin. This pin I got because we actually went to Disneyland Paris at the very beginning of January. So even though it was January, it was still Christmas season. And yeah, that was just a really nice experience going to Disneyland for the first time, but also experiencing it at Christmas, because I find that like Christmas is definitely like the most magical time to be at Disneyland, like all the decorations and stuff, all the parades and things. And yeah, I just absolutely loved it. And I feel like that was the perfect time to go for the first time. And then the last pin I got for my 2015 trip was this Disney Dreams pin with Olaf and Elsa. When we went in 2015, they were showing the old fireworks show, which was Disney Dreams, but obviously we went at Christmas time, so it was, I think it was still Disney Dreams, but it was like slightly more Christmas themed, and Olaf was kind of like the narrator of it and the main focus of it. So yeah, that's why I decided to get that pin. I absolutely loved the fireworks show. Obviously me being in Disney for the first time, it made the experience even more incredible, and I just like got really emotional because I was like, oh my god, I'm watching fireworks in front of the Disneyland Paris castle, like I cannot believe this is actually real. That's basically how I felt. So moving on to the second sheet of pins. So these pins are all relating to our 2017 trip to Disneyland Paris. We went for like 4 or 5 days in July, and we were actually there over my birthday, so that was like such a cool experience. I've got 5 pins kind of relating to this trip. So first one being this little Sequoia Lodge pin with Chip and Dale on. So we stayed at Sequoia Lodge. Absolutely fell in love with Sequoia Lodge. I know some people say it's a bit dated, but I kind of love the little like woodland theme of it, and how the rooms are like slightly Bambi themed, but not like too in your face. Being on that big lake by Disney Village was really nice as well, and we had quite a few walks around there. And yeah, I just really liked staying at that hotel. So moving on from that, we've got this Disneyland Paris 25th anniversary pin. So when we went in 2017, Disneyland Paris was actually celebrating its 25th anniversary. So the anniversary was in April and we went in July, so they were still like holding all the 25th anniversary celebrations. There was a lot more like different shows and stuff going on at the time. There was a lot of decorations for the 25th anniversary. And yeah, it was just a really fun experience to be there for the 25th kind of year. Weird coincidence. Disneyland Paris's anniversary date is the same date as mine and Josh's anniversary. So our anniversary is also on the 12th of April. Even if it's not a big anniversary for Disneyland Paris and it's say like our 10-year anniversary or something, we have to spend an anniversary there at some point in the future. So down from that, we've got this Mickey and Minnie 2017 pin. Obviously we were there in 2017, so I wanted to get a pin to commemorate the year that we were there. So moving on from that, we've got this happy birthday spinner pin. So yeah, this one actually spins. And yeah, as I said, we were there to celebrate my birthday. We went in 2017, so I think it was my 22nd birthday. It was my 22nd birthday. It was just a great experience to be able to be there for my birthday. It felt like a really like kind of bucket list thing to do, to actually spend the day of your birthday in a Disney park. I thought it was just so much fun. So the last pin I got to commemorate our 2017 trip, a bit of a love-hate one for me, but it's actually a pin of Crush's Coaster. So I said on that trip I was going to like conquer one big ride, and to be honest it should have been Big Thunder Mountain, because now I've been on Big Thunder Mountain I realised it's not too bad. It's quite a good beginner's ride, but for some reason Josh was like, yeah, let's go on Crush's Coaster. He'd been there before with family when he was younger, and he was like, yeah, I don't remember it like being that bad of a ride, you'll be fine. I hated every minute of it. It was one of those moments that was definitely like secondary fun. Like I hated every minute of it, but when we got off it I was so happy it was over, and I remember I could not stop laughing. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get a pin to remember that moment, because it is a moment we still talk about quite regularly and laugh about. If I ever go back to Disneyland Paris, I think now that I've conquered a few more rides, Crush's Coaster won't be too bad, but famous last words. Now we're moving on to pins for my Disney World trip in 2019. Obviously I went for 2 weeks to Disney World. It was my first time in Disney World, and I knew it wasn't somewhere I was going to go back anytime soon. So I've got quite a few pins for this trip. I think there's like 3 sheets in here. Yeah, 3 sheets just for kind of Disney World related pins. So this first sheet is kind of relating to like the year we went and what like events were on at the time and kind of where we stayed. So this first pin here is a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which obviously we went to while we were there, which was a really fun experience. I remember at the time it feeling like a very crowded experience, but like being able to be there to celebrate Halloween was really cool. Absolutely loved the Booty You parade. I probably prefer it to the normal parade there, and the fireworks and the projections were incredible as well. It was definitely an event I'm glad we went to. Moving on from that, we've got this Epcot Food and Wine Festival pin. So obviously we went in September 2019, so we went when the Food and Wine Festival was on. I absolutely loved the Food and Wine Festival, and we just fell completely in love with Epcot, completely in love with the food, and if I could have spent more time there, I would have. Like, I just absolutely loved it. So moving on from that, we've got this Coronado Springs pin. We stayed in Coronado Springs for our 2019 trip. Absolutely loved Coronado Springs. I think it's a great resort. I feel like people kind of paying more attention to Coronado now, but at the time it felt very underrated. Then bringing the tower in was a great addition, and we were very lucky that they just finished all the construction on the hotel when we went. And yeah, I just absolutely loved staying there. It was one of the nicest hotels I've stayed at. I did a whole video just talking about how much I love Coronado Springs, so I'll link that above if you want to check that out. So moving on to the last one on this sheet, we've got this little 2019 pin with Mickey and the castle in the background. And I'm now realising that I went to Disney in 2015, 2017 and 2019. So every 2 years. But unfortunately it's now 2021. I think it's highly unlikely I will be going on a trip this year thanks to Corona and stuff. Hopefully maybe 2022. So moving on to this next sheet, these are all pins kind of relating to the parks we went to, because I thought it would just be nice to get a pin for each park. So the first pin we've got here is a Hollywood Studios pin, and then down from that we've got this Animal Kingdom pin, and then over from that we've got this Taiko Lagoon pin. So Taiko Lagoon was the only water park we went to. Couldn't go to Blizzard Beach because it was shut at the time. And then we've got this Epcot pin as well. So moving on to the last sheet, this is basically relating to rides that we went on in our 2019 trip. I was going to say favourite rides, but that would be wrong because this first pin is a Space Mountain pin. So I got this pin similarly as to why I got the Crush's Coaster pin. So as I said, I am a big ride wimp, but I did conquer quite a lot, more than I expected when we went to Disney World. I wasn't sure if I was going to do Space Mountain, mainly because it was in the dark. We had a fast pass on our very last day, because I thought if I was going to do it at any point, it would be on the last day. I chickened out on that, so Josh went on it on his own, but we managed to get another fast pass for it, and I was like, right, let's just do it. It's our last day here. I'll only regret it if I don't do it. So I did it. Not gonna lie, I didn't really enjoy it, but again, similar to Crush Coaster, it was very much secondary fun. Even though I hated it, I was very glad I did it, and that's kind of the main reason I got the pin. So the last 3 pins have got a bit of a nicer story because they're kind of represent like my favourite rides in Disney. So the first one being Big Thunder Mountain. I absolutely loved Big Thunder Mountain, and now I'm really gutted I never did it in Disneyland Paris because I was being too much of a wimp. And the next pin here is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train pin, because that was another ride I absolutely fell in love with. And then the last pin is not specifically for a ride, but a land, and that is Toy Story Land. And I got this pin because we just absolutely fell in love with Toy Story Land. It was probably our favourite land in the whole Disney World. We absolutely loved all the rides in Toy Story Land as well. Like Toy Story Mania is up there as my absolute favourite Disney ride. So much fun. We rode that one about 4 times as well. Also absolutely loved Slinky Dog Dash, which is a sentence I probably never thought I would say before I went to Florida, because it's a little bit extreme for me. Really enjoyed it. The first time I probably had my eyes shut for like 90% of it, but the second and third time we did it, I absolutely loved it. But yeah, we just absolutely loved Toy Story Land. And that's basically all my pins. So the only other pin I've got in here, which is like not Disney related at all, is this 2005 Butlins pin. So when I was rooting around sorting through stuff, I found this lanyard that had loads of Butlins pins on it. For people that aren't from the UK, Butlins is basically like a little holiday resort. My parents actually had a caravan there as well, so we spent quite a lot of time at Butlins in Minehead when I was growing up. And yeah, I must have collected pins there that I totally forgot about. So I got rid of them all pretty much apart from the 2005 one. How old would I have been in 2005? So I would have been like 10. Yeah, about 10. That's mad. So yeah, I thought I'd keep that one in that bag, and the rest of that sheet is kind of blank. I think I'm gonna like not just limit my pins to Disney pins. I think when we go to other places I might also get pins. So that's basically the entirety of my pin collection. That's about it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what your favourite ears were, and like what your favourite pins were, and what kind of pins you collect, because it's nice to see other people's collections, because I'm quite nosy like that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall speak to you guys in the next one. Bye.